All right. So it's early morning. It's summertime. The kids, they want to go out and do stuff that's fun. They don't want to sit at home all day. They want to play video games. Or you have a split family and you have the kids, but you're at work and you come home and all you want to do is sit down and not do shit. But the reality of being a father comes in. What do you do? This is going to be our topic for today's episode, where we're kind of going to dive into how do you divide the time in the summertime to allow your kids to have the freedom and enjoyment while at the same time you keeping your sanity as a father, because we all know that shit disappears really, really, really fast. So comment, like, and subscribe, and I hope you guys stick around. Halfway through the episode, around 33 minutes, we'll have some great advice for you. It'll be here the whole time. That being said, welcome to the Dad Compass podcast. I'm your host, Dmitry.
And I'm your host, Patrick.
And I hope you guys are ready to dive in with us and give us your thoughts and stuff in weekend English. I think I think you just tapped something, Patrick.
Nah.
All right. Maybe something was just sparking like crazy on my end then. All right. Well, I think it is on my
I'm
end.
trying to lose guess. We're doing a real shitty job.
I know. We don't have shit. All right, this is a great start. This is phenomenal. Somebody's calling me from fucking York.
In where?
From York. That's from the shitty. All right, this is great. I'm just gonna listen to this whole time. All right, man. Well, I guess let's dive into it. And yeah, like how do you balance your dad side and just kind of your own sanity throughout the 30 days in the summertime, and if anything's changed for you? Hello, can you hear me,
dude? I don't know how
Fantastic.
many times I've told
You can hear me. I can't hear you.
Person.
This is I have never been so absolutely happy about everything. Oh my God, I can hear you now.
You're blurry now.
I'm blurry. Fantastic. That's good. All right. So what you said is it's hard to balance that time, and it's usually your kids are the ones that kind of dictate it, right?
Well, no, I don't think they do. I think we as parents dictate that, but sometimes I'm wondering if we are doing stuff for our own, like, to feel like we're a better parent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's like trying to fit in to do what everyone else wants us to do. It's like doing the thing that's supposedly the right thing. Kids want fucking Starbucks. Sure, honey, let's go get you some Starbucks. No. Nope. Just because Jenny from the block is rocking it down with her daughter doesn't mean you need to.
When I have like a good example, obviously it's the July right now, so 2 days ago was the 4th, and by my house there's a huge park. They celebrate fireworks on the 3rd, so we had made a decision that we were going to watch those fireworks, and then it kind of left us a little bit more open on the 4th. Well, a couple days prior to the 4th, I mentioned to Deanne going to a parade in the morning. But what happened is we were up late on the 3rd, and then we got up early on the 4th to go to the parade. And I wouldn't say that kids were miserable, but I could tell that they were tired. They seemed a little almost burned out. So was that for us or was that for them?
To go to the parade?
Yeah. Or do you just, sleep in and don't do like we had other minor plans on the 4th, but it's I just don't know the right answer sometimes. And we didn't say, "Hey, we're doing this and everybody has to go." It was an option, but then I don't think that they comprehend that the parade started at 8:45, so we had to leave at 8 and we had to get up at 7 and we weren't in bed until like 11. So it just kind of limited their sleep, which I think created, I don't think anybody was like overly grouchy, but they
Yeah.
just weren't in it.
Hmm. Well, yeah. I mean, I guess like the kids. So my kids usually want to do shit, and like sometimes they don't, and they'll either want to just like lay and just chill out or go play with their friends. And I'm like, yeah, but we should probably go and like interact with the world a little bit. I was like, I'm with you. I'm not. I don't like interaction with the world and people in it, but I like my kids to be more so. Yeah, we can go do that. That sounds like a good time, Dad. And I think that's what makes it kind of difficult. Uh,
Well, and are you forcing experiences on your kid and you know that they'll remember that stuff? I mean, I don't really know the answer to it. I'm just curious.
I guess I forced myself to the experience. So like fireworks, right? I don't care about fireworks, but I know my daughter wanted to see them, and I don't like going into large crowds of people because I think people are shitty now, and
Yeah.
there's always something going on that they just I don't know. I just don't trust large crowds of people anymore. So it's definitely difficult to have that side of me that doesn't really want to go and do these things. But yet again, it's not really up for me to decide. It's for them to have the experience. Yeah, I want them to have a memorable experience. It's a holiday. It's 4th of July. You want to go see fireworks? Great. Let's go see fireworks, whether I want to or not. It doesn't matter at that point.
Oh, and an opportunity to spend time with your family.
Yeah,
Sometimes if I'm home, even if I'm not working, the kids are all doing their own thing anyways. So it's not like you're getting that quality time with them. Where if you do an
you do.
event, you it naturally brings you closer to them, I think.
Well, yeah, yeah, I would agree to that 100%.
I'm gonna give you an example because this happened to me. I wouldn't say recently, but my ex-wife and I went to Orlando to go to Disney, I think almost 3 years ago. And she created all these plans to go to Disney every single day. And it was like she wanted to be there from open to close. And
That
at,
sounds exhausting.
yeah, and that's honestly what I'm getting at. By like day 3, nobody was getting up on time. Everybody was beat. Honestly, like I was the only one getting up on time. And I think that my kids will always remember that trip and I think that they'll enjoy it. But man, I'm telling you, day 3, day 4, day 5, like I walked 52 miles in 7 days.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, it was 2 marathons of just, and obviously my kids walked the same thing.
Jesus.
But yeah, I just think it was almost too much and you got to
Yeah.
figure out how to balance that stuff in there.
Well, like when you do trips like that, is it's kind of like an obligation, and I guess that's the thing. Maybe this episode is truly about is the obligation of time devoted to being uh, the person that is kind of forcing experience upon your kids, because you're also forcing them upon yourself. We don't want to do shit. Like me as a dad, all I'd love to do is most days is wake up and maybe go back to sleep. You know what I mean? Like, I like to sit down, I like to work on my own thing and enjoy that time. But I think once you do become a father, that there's always that part of yourself that you don't really wanna lose because even though you're a dad, you're still who you are, and at the end of the day, you're somebody that's got hobbies and things that you want to enjoy. So how do you balance that time when you have kids? And the reality it is they're the ones that kind of are going to take up a majority of your time. How do you find time for yourself?
How do you find time for yourself?
Yeah, how do you find time for yourself, and how do you not feel selfish when you do? Um, like I said, taking them fireworks, taking them to Disney. At that point, it's a monetary investment, and whether the kids are going to have fun or not, my mentality is, hey, listen, if I'm buying tickets to a movie, better fucking enjoy the movie. I don't like it. I don't care. You better be smiling and cheesing the whole entire time. It's okay.
Well, I mean, I took Monday off last Monday because I had the concert on Sunday night, and we went and did a couple things, and I don't I thought it was great. We had a great time. Um I don't feel like the weather was awesome too, so that helped. Like it was in the mid 70s. I think it got to the low 80s maybe. But we just went and had lunch, and then we went and played putt-putt, and then we went and grabbed frozen yogurt when we were done. But I just felt like the kids super enjoyed that. It
Mm,
was much different than the parade, 5
yeah.
days later. So, I think it's just about like thinking what is best for the kids. Was the parade a necessity? Probably not.
Yeah.
I just and it was my idea, but I was just like, well, let's since
Boom,
we're not
take a
doing fireworks.
well, yeah, take a picture. Here's a memory. Oh, do you guys remember we went to the parade? Blah blah blah. Yeah,
I think we should have probably skipped out on the parade, honestly, and it was my idea. And I wasn't trying to. No, I guess I was. I was just trying to like add more enjoyable things for the kids.
yeah,
I could give a shit about the parade. Like it was cool, but it wasn't like that cool.
yeah, yeah.
It wasn't like a can't miss situation. It was just a parade.
Oh, yeah. I don't. Well, yeah. No, I don't think kids actually enjoy that. Like, I think some kids do, but that's where it comes down to you as an individual, and it's to decide. Okay, what do my kids want to do? Dude, if my kids want to sit down and just play video games, okay, you have an hour. Did you do all your other stuff? No, then there's no video games. Like, you guys want to go get ice cream, or do you want to go fucking go to the zoo? I don't know, flip a coin. That's my solution to everything. It's
Tell
just
me
like
about the solution.
so the only time I implemented this week was just at the store yesterday with Ronan, but I find that a coin flip is the clearest, easiest way to have like an indifferent solution where everybody wins. Nobody loses. It's a coin flip. You can't control the coin. Sometimes you win, sometimes they win. And my son, he loves it because that takes everything out of it. When I say, "Okay, we're gonna flip a coin," he goes, "Oh, sweet. Okay." Because he knows that he's got a chance to get what he wants.
Yeah, there's
And
some
so
excitement in there.
well, there is, and, like, maybe I'm just building a fucking addict.
It's
Like,
gambling. Yeah,
yeah, I'm
that's
fucking
exactly
teaching the
what you're
kid how to
doing.
gamble with life. He's gonna be crashed to the wall and not flip a coin.
His employer's like, "Hey, you're working tomorrow." He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna flip a
Flip
coin and tell you if I'm working tomorrow or not."
Oh, shit. Dad, I got fired. Why? I flipped a fucking coin, man.
I did what you told me to.
You've ruined my life. My girlfriend said, "You wanna get married?" I was like, flip a coin."
I actually like the idea, and it might be good for somebody like August.
Well, it's good for me because it takes away the emotional side of it.
Right.
Because realistically, how many times did we say no and it truly doesn't matter? It really doesn't matter if we say no or yes. Okay. If we say no, we're in fact making it more difficult to ourselves. But when we say yes, we just have to be a little bit more present and active in like what they're asking for. And I think that's the hard thing because we're exhausted.
Right.
Like mentally, it's exhausting. So like, dude, can I have can I have cereal as my snack at night? No. Why? I don't fucking know. Why are you asking me why? I don't know. Flip a fucking coin. Boom, done. Like it takes it away from me and it makes me feel a lot better about the decision because it's out of my hands at that point. And if I truly don't care, I'm flipping a coin. You know, if I realize I'm being a dick, I'm flipping a coin. Now, for important things, I don't flip a coin. You know, you
Yeah.
broke your
Yeah. Yeah.
bone. Should we go to the hospital? Flip a coin. There's no coin flip there.
Yeah. You're not going to flip your coin for brushing your teeth. You need to just brush your teeth.
Exactly.
No, that
Yep.
makes sense. I still think it's a interesting idea.
That's pretty good. How do you like so how do you get yourself mentally in there to do things that your kids want to do when you're absolutely like dead and you don't want to do anything?
Oh, that's a good question. I'm pretty resilient. I think I just try to power through and live in the moment. Um, I think if the kids don't like my mood can be affected if the kids' moods are affected, but
Yeah.
for the most part, if they're having a good time, I mean that's kind of what it's all about. So yeah, I mean I used to burn myself out with work. I would say I still get to that point. I'm kind of sucky sometimes Monday through Friday after work
Yeah.
just because of the mental drain. But I'm wake up pretty fresh on Saturday and willing to go do things and do whatever. And honestly, I wish I did more than what I do sometimes.
Well, we have two perspectives here. You know, we have a perspective that's yours where you're working you're not working 9 to 5. You work pretty long hours. But you're also in office and you're not there with your kids all day. And then you have my perspective, which is I work remote and I'm working and trying to dad through the day. And then my wife comes home and she's exhausted. So I get to deal with all the attitudes from everything, just like you get to deal with the attitudes from employees. My employees almost are just the kids throughout the day, and sometimes I just want to fire them.
Well, I get home sometimes so late that it just kind of, and I go to bed fairly early because I get up early. So
Yeah,
it does make those windows in the afternoon or at night pretty short. I do try to give at least like an hour to 2 hours with the kids. And sometimes, honestly, I'm for 2 to 3 at most from home to bed. So,
yeah.
um,
It's a short window to eat
yeah.
dinner and relax and spend time with the kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and Ev kind of struggles sometimes. I mean, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and so on Sunday when I was leaving for the concert, I was just trying to explain to her, I'm like, you kind of get a lot more time with me this week because I'm off on Monday and we had plans, and then with the holiday on Friday, and then I left work at a decent time on Thursday. It was like 3:30, or I think it was closer to 4, but that's pretty early exit for me. Um, but yeah, and then Saturdays are such a weird day for us because that's our transition day. So you don't really get a ton of time, and at least when they're leaving, since
Yeah,
they leave at noon, it's usually when they get back. And Deanna and I try to get all of our grocery shopping done, so it's fully family focused afternoon, and usually
yeah.
it's around food, like us cooking
Isn't
together,
that crazy?
making stuff.
That's like the best memories though. Like I think to myself, I was like, all right, dude, do my kids want to go see a movie or do they want to, see me smoke some amazing meat? They probably choose the fucking movie, but you know what I'm saying? Like food, there's something about food that like I don't want my kids to be like, "Oh my god, food is how like show love," and then they're fucking obese and because they're eating cupcakes because they love cupcakes, and they're just shoving cupcakes in everyone's throats. Now all their friends are obese and fat, and they all die together holding hands. It's like a fucking mass suicide of fucking cupcake filled rage.
Let's
Um,
take a dark turn.
that took a dark turn. But like to your point, like it's kind of crazy how sometimes the best, like I noticed the best time to ask the questions is during food, and you kind of taught me that in some of our early episodes when you said that that's when dinner time comes along, or and you guys sit down and you always have some questions to ask the kids. And it's always easy because everyone's happy when they got food in front of them for the most part.
Well, and like on the 4th, we did smash burgers and had some other things going on, like corn on the cob and stuff. So Jackson helped me and it was fun. But like even my mom came over and then Raina was helping. So the kitchen was a little chaotic. And we're good about sharing responsibilities, right? Like if um we're doing all the cooking, then like somebody else will be doing the cleaning.
Yeah.
Usually is kind of how it works. So I don't know. It was a good 4th. We had a good time. So
Well, you asked me a question yesterday, Patrick, and I want to ask you the same question. Do
oh,
you, do you eat your corn in the cob long ways?
dude, seriously,
I'm just asking.
I
You
do.
asked me. You do.
Yeah,
All right. Do you wrap your teeth around it first?
yeah. You're stupid. When you said that, I was like, man, what a question did I ask him? And I was like, son of a bitch. I set this up. I set it up and I didn't even mean to.
It was perfect. Um, well, so I guess quick little recap. When since when it's summertime, and I feel like what we're talking about applies to more than just summer, but I think intrinsically it's way more a summertime issue because at least for me, it's really difficult to try to juggle work, dad, husband, and then my own personal time. For you, incredibly difficult because you become time gated to a degree where you only have, like you said, maybe 3 hours at the end of the day to truly try to enjoy fucking life, I guess. Because at work, you might enjoy aspects of it, but we get exhausted. Um, we kind of talked about how and why do we do things as fathers? Do we do them just to make ourselves feel good or to make the kids feel good? Or are we doing it because societal expectations? And truthfully, it's a mix. Why you took the kids to the parade? Why? Because you know what? Hey, what'd you guys do this week? Oh, we went to the parade. It turns into a talking point. And we went to see fireworks. Why? Because it turns like it's their memories that we're kind of helping them build. It's like we're flipping the page and slapping things on her and be like, cool, save this for later. And sometimes they don't want to, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and the work standpoint, our work is so unique. I mean, you and I is it goes back to what you and I said on the phone yesterday. It's summertime for the kids, and sometimes I think it's hard for them to understand that summertime for us actually means we got to work longer.
Yeah.
It's less time that we have, and there's more time that they're home. Where in the winter, you could break free and your workload is definitely shrunk.
Yeah.
So you do have that more time, but then you're limited on what you could do outside, especially in Colorado. And I'm sure PA is similar.
Well, yeah, and on that topic of like longer hours on in summertime and shorter in a winter, um, I think for me, it's kind of difficult to try to I'll sit here and I'll be working, okay? And the most frustrating thing for me is looking over and having my kids just sitting and watch TV. And the reason that it's frustrating for me is because I want them to be doing something more that's more enjoyable for them. So, working remote, I step away for a minute or two. I'm like, "Yo, what do you guys wanna do? You guys wanna paint?" And then I'm getting out paint. And I mean, the house looks like a wreck between well, I guess not really, because I always tell them to clean all their stuff up when they're done because you can't have dirty shit. I'll get stuff out for them because I have to balance it. I have to balance being a father and being an employee and doing my job. And sometimes it's difficult. Sometimes it's hard when I'm having a meeting and my kids are coming up to me trying to show me their toys or asking me mind-numbing questions that have nothing to do with life itself. And having to break away when you're in the zone is really, really difficult because it's almost like it takes you an hour to get into it, but it takes you 10 seconds to get back out of the flow of things. So finding a way to juggle and being okay with the kids sitting and watch TV or playing games is kind of how I kind of break it down. It's a 30-minute, you know, time crunch for them. In a sense, for my son, I'll do he'll have 30 minutes of reading and he is 5.5. And that might be a little too much, but I'll have him write the letters, like the alphabet, and then I'll have him write a sentence using those letters. Obviously, he just copies what I write. And my daughter, she'll do 30 minutes of piano, 30 minutes of reading. In order for them to unlock, it's like I turn into a game. Okay. Oh, you want to level up today? Cool. Here's what you got to do. And then you can level up to playing video games or whatever it might be. You want to go outside and play with your friends? You still have to do these things because to me, they're important. Like I never had to do any of that when I was a kid, but it keeps them engaged.
Well, electronics weren't what they were when we were a kid either. And I think that sometimes is a struggle for me because
Yeah.
you don't want your kids sitting in front of a TV or device all the time. You want them to go out and play.
Yep.
But the world also isn't the same. And I wouldn't say it's necessarily not the same, but social media amplified stuff that's I think it scares people, right? You were just talking about it when you don't like to be in big crowds for whatever reason. So do you really want your kid riding their bike around your neighborhood when you're not there?
Um, and I don't.
Yeah, it's and I definitely have certain comfort levels with that, but I'm not letting Ev or August leave the house without someone or some kind
Oh
of
yeah.
support.
Yep.
And it's kind of crazy to even think about, but like I will let the older kids go do things and they have a little bit more freedom because they have a phone and there's a communication opportunity
But they're older. You feel more confidence that they're going to be okay.
and make better decisions.
Yeah.
Um, but it's crazy to think that, dude, I was going miles from my house at like August's age, with no phone on a bike, no fucking helmet.
Mm-hmm.
It's just crazy to think about.
Oh yeah. I can't imagine. Quick story. When I came to the United States, I lived in Hamilton, New Jersey, which is like right next to Trenton. And I think I was like maybe 10 or 11. And I rode my skateboard all the way down, like past the high school. And it was like 5, 6 miles away with my friend into this it was like a shopping mall, like strip. But I mean, dude, Trenton is shitty. Like
Yeah.
it's a
I
fucking
mean,
shitty place to
Jersey's
be.
shitty.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, that's where all the shit comes from. This stems from fucking Trenton out. And I remember coming home and the lights were off. I'm like, "That's weird. My mom should be home by now." And I opened the door and she was sitting there on the fucking chair. All I saw was her fucking beady eyes. And she turned on the light. I turned on the light and she lost it on me. And I'm thinking to myself right now, dude, dude, my kids they wouldn't have been able to walk for like a fucking week. Their ass would have hurt so fucking much. I can't believe that's the world that like,
We grew
and
up.
it's even scarier that there was a level of comfort there, but now, and it's maybe because we did those things that we understand how scared they are, right? Because I feel like maybe if you didn't, you don't have the same viewpoint.
Well, and like I said, I think social media just amplifies everything, right? Like sexual predators aren't new. They've always been around. Serial killers aren't new. They've always been around. People kidnapping kids isn't new. They've always been around, but it's just amplified now. And I think people just are a little bit more reserved on what they will and won't allow. And I live in a really good neighborhood. Um, but there's also the vehicle aspect. Like I don't want to, you know,
People driving like assholes.
yeah, yeah. And they're on their phones while they're driving like assholes, or it creates them to drive like an asshole. So yeah, I think we got off topic a little bit, but I still think that there's some relevant to this because it's hard to force kids to go do things you don't want them to do.
Mhm.
But in the younger three, and I think Jackson's the ringleader, and he's hit his teenage years, and he's got a little bit more teenager in him. But the younger three will play downstairs in like the family room, and they'll play games, and
Yeah.
they'll do stuff that, and Davis did it for a long time too. And he'll sometimes even interact, but um
He said he'll sometimes interact.
yeah, like he'll sometimes still just dabble a little bit, but the excitement of a child playing with other children is not, it's just not there for him anymore, and
Yeah.
it's even fading a little bit for Jackson.
Well, yeah, that's a little kid thing, and that sucks, man. But
By
how
the
many
way, we're
times?
past the 33-minute mark. I don't know what we were supposed to do at 33 minutes, but
Oh,
that's
well,
what you said.
I talked about it. Started
I
talking
know,
about
but
it
I
at
don't
29
remember.
minutes. So the 33-minute mark was me kind of talking about my my rules of three. Like, if you want to do video games or go out with your friends and like do things that I don't really care about, like, okay, you want to sit there and watch TV for the next hour, that's fine. Okay, play with your toys for 30 minutes. You could be creative for 30 minutes. For Ronan, on top of that, he's got to do his learning. And for my daughter, it's do your piano, do your reading, and figure something else out. And then you could do whatever you want. But I feel like that way I get an hour and a half out of all of them doing something somewhat beneficial to them throughout the day instead of just sitting there and melting away. It's like those smoke a weed commercials back in the day where like, oh, Jackie used to be cool, now she just sits there it's like don't fucking talk shit about Jackie. But it's like that's the idea. Like, I don't want my kids melting away. I want them to have I want them to be accomplished and feel accomplished for them. And I do it selfishly because for me, a good day is when I've done something that I feel has benefited me. I don't care if it's a little bit. It's gotta do something to drive it.
It might be selfish from the start, but it really isn't selfish because there is some gratification of completing something, right? Like
Mhm.
completing a book or doing something successful that isn't watching TV. I actually like that idea. It's a good idea.
But it's how do you build confidence? You build confidence by doing little things. Okay. I didn't have a dad that would make me do shit. This is
What?
I know it's crazy. This is the crazy thing that you and I this is the conundrum that we're in. We didn't have fathers that would push stuff down our throats that made us have to be better on the daily. So as we get older, I mean, at least for me, I feel like I have to have something that makes me better. And for me, it makes me feel good as a father to say, you know what, go do your reading. I don't want to do my reading. Go do your fucking reading. I don't want to do my reading. Go do another 15 minutes of reading. And I just keep amplifying it. And then usually once I get to like 45 minutes. It's like, okay, I'm gonna go do my reading. Go do your piano. I don't want to do my piano. I want to play my own song. All right, well, you've been playing your song for the past 3 hours. What have you learned? Nothing. Oh, cool. So go learn. It's it creates an easier avenue for them to deal with difficulties in my eyes. Oh, I feel confident. I've accomplished this, and that. Okay, what have my friends done? Have you guys read any books? No, we're pretty stupid. Well, I'm not.
I mean, I'll say this: there's a lot of shit you can learn from YouTube.
There is, but okay, and I actually I'm glad you brought that up. I had this conversation with the kids in my neighborhood because I called them all retarded. They gathered
To
around
their
and like,
faces.
yeah, yeah.
Nice,
They're
nice.
they were talking about, oh, skibbity. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, what is this skibbity shit? Oh, that's brain rot. I was like, yeah, no shit. Your guys' brains are rotting. Like, oh, but we learn it off YouTube. I said, you know what else you can learn off YouTube? Actual things. Like, how many of
Did
you
you
guys know how
direct
to
them to our podcast?
no, but I asked them, I was like, how many know how to tie your own shoes? And they're all fucking looking around dumbfounded. Granted, one of the kids was like 5. I was like, you get a pass. The other ones, I was like, you guys are so lost. It's like YouTube is great, but you have to direct your kids to utilize it in the right way.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Jackson has like a ton of useless knowledge, not useful, useless knowledge.
Yeah, so my son.
Um, all right, are we gonna do fatherhood unscripted?
Yeah, let's get to it.
All right, you wanna kick us off?
Okay. Yeah, well,
Or do you want me to kick us off?
I'll kick it off. I think you kicked it off the past 2 times.
Okay.
Um, I think my fatherhood unscripted is I'll talk about the fireworks. So it Friday was a long day. Um, we dropped off my wife. After dropping off my wife, we went to Sam's Club, and at Sam's, I called my daughter's friend, her friend's dad, to see what they were doing, and they were at Hershey RV Park, and so we went over there and we went swimming with them. I didn't really want to go and like, it was nice to see them. I liked seeing them, and I liked talking to them, but the whole idea of driving a whole bunch was absolutely mind-numbing and exhausting, and we're going there today for her birthday. You know what I mean? Like, that kinda sucks. It doesn't suck if they're listening. I'm so happy to go to your guys' fucking birthday. Love you guys so much. But, like, you know what I mean? It's draining. Well, we got done all that, and then we go pick up my wife at 6 o'clock, and then we go home and she's hungry and I didn't have anything for dinner for her because we were fucking out and about all day. So, and we wanted to go see fireworks. Seeing my kids sitting on the bed of the truck and being in awe it made it worth it. It didn't make me less exhausted. I was still fucking exhausted, but it did kind of make me feel like a core memory was created at that. It was a good feeling aside from the crackhead lady. This lady blocked us. She wouldn't let us park. And I got out of the truck and I'm like, what are you yelling at me about? Like, you can't park a big fucking truck here. Like, there's kids all over. She's screaming. And I mean, I do the same thing, but not in anger. I'll never do it in anger. And anyway, she moves out of the way. And the guys in front of us, they're talking. And I'm like, yeah, I don't really care. Like, my truck's way bigger than she is. I'm not going to run anybody over. Just a point of reference. My truck is bigger than a human being. And we end up finally pulling up and we pull in and she starts apologizing and her husband's standing there just like shaking his head, like, trying to be like, yeah, yeah, it's cool. She's like, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. I was like, it's okay. I was like, I'm not worried about it. Like, my truck is way bigger than you are. Like, it is what it is. I was like, you're good. But I think she was a fucking crackhead. Just saying.
Um, what
I
Hershey,
know.
you're what?
I know. You're like, what the fuck was the point of that, Dmitry?
Yeah, no. I mean, I heard the story yesterday. So, what Hershey Park is that? That's the big amusement park.
Yeah, well, so there's the Hershey RV Resort.
Oh,
So
okay.
through
So,
Thousand Trails, we have access to like almost 1,000 RV parks throughout the country.
got it. And you're going there today.
Yeah, we're just gonna go there today, go swimming and stuff, and celebrate her birthday, her friend's birthday.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. Mine I've kind of already hit on through the podcast, but Monday I think was the one for me. Had a concert on Sunday night. Got up, had a couple errands and stuff I had to take care of in the morning on Monday, and then me, August, Evelyn, Jackson, and Raina went out for lunch. And we did. So we've been doing the spin the wheel so you can figure out where you're going. So it kind of is the coin flip process too, right? Like it takes the um arguments out of it a little bit. So I let every kid pick two spots to go, and then whatever one was left on the wheel was where we ended up eating. And yeah, I initially gave them three options. We were either going to go watch a movie, go swimming, or go do putt putt. Swimming was kind of off the table because the weather just wasn't awesome. There was a bunch of rain in the forecast. So I was a little surprised because I figured everybody would pick a movie, but they all picked putt putt. And so there's a place pretty close to the house that is relatively inexpensive
God damn.
for 54 holes. So we did 54 holes of putt putt. And yeah, it was just a good time. I feel like everybody had a good time. I know August got a little um tired towards like the end, like he was kind of over it, but you know, uh, everybody was good and spirits were good, so it was a good day.
I honestly never even think about putt putt.
I love putt putt. I crush. I got some putt putt skills. It's that useful knowledge.
There's so many fucking people there. I'm always like, nope, that's not even an option, guys.
This one's not like that, and with it's got three courses, so you can pick the course that has the least amount of people.
And they all have 54 holes.
No, no, no. They're all
Oh,
three have 18, which totals 54.
gotcha.
So we did all three courses, which is a lot of putt putt. But one course is $8, three courses is $12. So it's a pretty good deal.
Per person.
Yes, sir.
Right on.
So
Sounds like a
yeah,
fun
it
time.
was good.
Sounds like a lot of fun.
All right. I guess you want to do a quick recap of what we talked about, and then we'll wrap this up. We got
How
11
about
minutes.
you do the recap? I
Okay.
did one and I feel like mine got lost.
Dmitry flips coins for decisions. Great recap.
True.
Um, no, I think it's just we just kind of talked about like, do we force our kids to do things because we want to do them, or society says we should do them, or is it really in fact for them? And I think it's a mixture of all three, and it's kind of weighing out those options on what's best for the kids, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters. Um, but yeah, Dimitri flips a coin for decision making. I spin wheels for decision making. That's brief, dude.
I mean, those are good. Those are good though. Like, why don't you guys, if you're listening, in the comments below, let us know how do you think those tools would help you? Let's say you're having a rough day. We had a comment, and I think I don't see this guy's name, but anyway, we had a comment about an individual who kind of dealt with frustration and like anger. He's got three kids, and sometimes,
It's
dude, your kids
Jonathan.
push Jonathan. Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes like your buttons get pushed, man, and Try the coin flip, try the wheel. Like, it could be a metaphorical wheel, right? Like, or you could build a wheel and have your kids spin it. That instantly takes all the frustration out of you and out of them and allows them to somewhat be in control because that's what they want. Kids want to feel like they're in control a little bit with their days.
I think the website I use is it's called Wheel of Spins. And you literally can just put everything in there. And there's two ways to do it. You could be the first one, could be the decision, or the last one. I like doing the last one if there's a lot of options. Because then
Look
you're
at
like,
that.
oh shit, that one's gone.
And now we could all teach our kids to be gambling addicts at a young age.
Yes. No, that's not what we're doing.
It's not what we're doing.
All right, it's what we're doing a little bit, but
It works.
it does work. I agree.
Let's just hope that doesn't carry over into the future. Well, the best time of the day is Patrick's wonderful questions.
All right, this one came from my cousin Bob in Vermont.
Thanks, Bob.
You can add a 0 to any number in your life. What are you adding the 0 to?
Man. Well, I'll tell you my thought process. Initially, I was like, wives, 20 wives. That doesn't mean I'm going to have a bunch more kids, but that means that they could all be working too. So I could have like a, kind of like a sweatshop.
There's a better way to handle that, I think,
Well,
without adding 9 women into your life.
oh, right. It's only 9. Damn. I was thinking 20. I don't know how the fuck I was thinking 20.
You already have 2 wives.
Like, apparently, it definitely wouldn't be 0 to my kids. I don't want, 30
30
kids.
kids.
That'd be fucking terrifying. Um, you know, 10 jobs. Maybe I would do like 10 sources of income. I think that's what I would do.
That's what you would do.
I don't know, man. I feel like it's also going to depend because you're probably going to have this fucking great answer. And then I'm going to be contemplating what I just said.
All things being fair and equal, I do have a good answer, but I stole it. So
I'm listening.
So my initial thought process was your bank account. However, I don't have that much money in my bank account that it would be that impactful. So these both came from my cousin. The first one my cousin picked, which I would not pick, but your death year. So like if you're going to die at 76, you add a 0, you're going to die at 760.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. That sounds fucking horrifying to live 760 years.
That doesn't sound that bad.
So mine would be my paycheck.
Oh, damn. That's a damn good one.
Yeah, that's it. And that was Bob's second one. So the first one was the life expectancy, and then the second one was that one. So, but it would be extremely impactful in my life.
Yeah, dude. I think it'd be extremely impactful to anyone.
Right.
Yeah, I like that one.
So that's it.
Yeah. So is it your paycheck forever?
Yeah.
No matter where you work, dude.
That was kind of my thought process.
That'd be the tits.
Right. Yeah, it would be awesome.
Oh my God. Oh, you only get paid minimum wage? No, you get paid minimum wage. I don't. I'm over here reeling.
You're salivating right now.
Yeah, that's right. That sounds so good. My God, can you imagine what you could do with that?
Be pretty cool.
Well, I would agree to that one. 9 wives doesn't sound that entertaining. It's too many. There's too many emotions to juggle.
It's a pretty. Oh yeah, It's a pretty wild answer and a very Dmitry answer.
I mean, it'd be fun for a bit. Like I'd clone my wife 9 times.
That's nice of you.
Clone myself 9 times. 10 of me. No. I want myself to have the experiences that I would have, not my clones. I'll fucking kill them off. Be a battle. Well, I thought that was a great episode, Patrick, and I think we got to structure ourselves more to make sure that people actually get to the end and get to our awesome stuff, because we do have a lot of really, really good things that we do discuss. And we hope that you guys enjoyed it. I hope you guys found entertainment in it and some sort of advice that you could apply to your own lives and how you handle situations. Any last sound bites?
No, just I realized something about halfway through this.
I'm listening.
So I'm in Estes, set this little thing up here, and there's this picture that hangs right here on the wall. Well, I fucking moved it because initially I was going straight on.
Yeah.
I moved it behind me, and then my head covered it the whole fucking time.
Oh, it did. I was wondering what the hell that picture was.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be there.
It also looks like you're in like a grungy Cuban motel.
It
It's the
honestly
fucking
isn't.
wall paint.
It's a pretty nice hotel.
No, I'm sure it's the paint on the walls.
See, that could have been here the whole time, and
That would have been a fucking good one too.
I know. I'm so dumb.
Well, it's there now. I'll just figure out a way to keep that in there.
Don't do that. That sounds like a lot of work. And you got
it is.
Day.
I do got a busy day. I won't be able to do shit until I get back. So, well, I appreciate you guys listening. Patrick, as always, I appreciate you being the stud that you are, always coming in rowdy and ready for the world to give you everything it's got to offer. So I hope you have yourself a wonderful day.
You do the same. Like, follow, subscribe, comment. YouTube, Spotify, Apple, and all major platforms. Compass on.
Damn it, dude. You fucking bastard. Compass on, everybody. That's trademark. Just so you know, we thought that was the dumbest fucking thing in the world. But no, we just
starting to stick.
Starting to stick. Like everything. Like those 54 holes. Have a great weekend, guys. I probably should have